What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your crypto update. Not so daily anymore. A lot to talk about. So, reason why I was gone for a long time is because I have a little King of Fomo Junior that I'm now taking care of. So I've been doing that for the past 4 weeks, and getting prepared for that for a little bit longer. So priorities, that's going to be my top priority from here on out. So apologies if I don't have many videos. I'm going to try and get back into the rhythm of things eventually, though. So let's go ahead and talk about some things in crypto. I want to talk about Pulsechian and Kaspa in this video, just because those are the two things that I've been messing around with the most over the past I would say like 4 or 5 months already. And Pulsechian is starting to rally back up with the rest of the market, getting almost back to its original value, its sacrifice value. So let's go ahead and go to, where is it here, go Pulse right here, and we can see that it's at 0.68 the sacrifice value. As long as it gets to 1x the sacrifice value, a lot of people are going to be happy again. And we also want to talk about Kaspa, so I'm going to swing to Pulsechian probably second. I also want to get into my Validator and tell you guys how things have been going with my Validator. Now, if you guys don't know, this whole year for me has been about just set it and forget it crypto, right? I really, there wasn't too much happening in the world of crypto, so I wanted to set myself up as to where I could be away from my computer or not really have to talk about anything or look at things daily and still make a passive income with crypto. So I've done that, and we can see that it's working out pretty nicely so far, right? We're coming up at the end of 2023, and I'm pretty satisfied with what's been working. And having that Pulsechian Validator is one thing that has been passive income, and the other thing is going to be Kaspa. So I'm going to go show you guys my wallet over here in Kaspa. This is my one KS3L miner that's running right now. So you can see the total paid is about 236,000 Kaspa tokens, which is about $11,887, which is really, really good considering how much these miners are worth. You might say, wow, that's incredible, but these miners cost a lot to buy. So I'm not quite at ROI yet, but I'm close enough as to where, if things keep going the way they are, I will be very, very satisfied. Once I get to that ROI point, I'm still looking at $68 a day from this thing. So that's kind of what the plan was with running this type of miner, is to get to ROI and get to that nice juicy income right afterwards. Now, the other thing, I've actually gone a little bit deeper into Kaspa as well. We can go ahead and take a look at Kaspa right here. I've gone deeper into Kaspa with the miners. So there are two miners that I've purchased, actually one that I've purchased and another one that I'm going to get within the next maybe 24 hours or so. One of them is the KS3M. So let's go ahead and take a look at that over here on Ice River. This is the Ice River website with the miners for Kaspa. It looks like they sold out of everything, as we can see here, but I got the KS3M. Now, I ordered this about a month and a half ago. It came a little bit like maybe about 30 days ago, and it's been a mess. It's been really, really annoying getting my KS3M set up and running, because I don't have the electrical capabilities in my house to just plug it in and forget it. I have to send it to a third party, and King of Fomo hates messing with lots and lots of third parties, because a lot of people can just screw things up and it's completely out of your control. And that's pretty much what's happened with my KS3M. So quick little story time before we get into the other one. I actually am getting to get the K9 here. It's going to be exciting because not too many people have this. Probably be one of the first to give this a review, but nonetheless, let's do a quick story time with the KS3M. So like I said, I ordered this thing a while ago. I think it came like the 2nd, October 2nd, somewhere around there, and I immediately sent it out to the mining company that I'm working with. They're running my KS3L perfectly fine. It was a little rocky getting it there, so Liquid Immersion Mining are the people I'm talking about. If you guys are interested in doing this yourself, I sent it over to these guys, and it's been a mess. They said, yeah, send it over, we got space available. So I FedExed it over to them, and it's just been like, the communication has been really, really bad in terms of them saying, hey, we got your miner. I had to double check with them. Oh yeah, we do have your miner, we'll have it plugged in later. And I had to message them again, hey, yo, it's not plugged in yet, I don't have any earnings coming in, what's going on? They said, oh, well, let me double check check, and then that kept going on for way too long. And then what ended up happening is they ended up saying, oh, you know what, sorry, we have no spots available. We can send you your miner back, or we can send it to another mining facility. So I said, okay, you know what, mistakes happen. I'm gonna kind of I make mistakes too, send it to another mining facility. So I went ahead and asked them to send it to another mining facility that's in a different spot. They got the FedEx information, they sent me the tracking number, and days and days and days go by, and I'm looking at that FedEx tracking number, and it says your package has not been delivered to a FedEx facility yet. And I've been looking at that for maybe 2 weeks, and I've been messaging back and forth with the guy that's running the company and saying, my miner's not moving yet. What is going on? And basically, let's go ahead and wrap up this story. The end of the story is it ended up taking about 3.5 weeks of my miner just sitting in their warehouse because they had some logistical issues, right? They had basically running the company. They didn't write that. They write down that it was shipped out when it wasn't shipped out, and man, it sucks because this is a miner. When I purchased it, it was more expensive than this. So I took a big risk purchasing it, and it's imperative that you get this stuff plugged in right away because the hash rate's going to go up, you're going to be making less, and the fact that you're going to try and get ROI as fast as possible because the machine's very expensive and the machine's going to get cheaper over time. So it's super important to get this stuff plugged in and mining immediately as soon as it gets to your doorstep. And for me, it's taken about 3 weeks, and it's going to be about 3.5 weeks before this thing gets plugged in. Fingers crossed, when it gets to the new mining facility, it's still not there yet, but when it gets to the new mining facility on Monday, they can get it plugged in, we won't have any issues, and we can get mining with my KS3M. So that's been a massive sort of loss for me, but my fingers are crossed that it's still going to work out nicely because Kaspa, I have some faith in the coin. I do think that I'd still we'll at least get ROI on the machine. Now, going on from there, that's been it's been a depressing time. Man, it's such an expensive purchase, and to have somebody else screw up everything for you is what sucks. If I would have made those mistakes, I would be okay with a massive loss of not mining for 3 weeks. But since somebody else did, it just makes me a little upset. Anyway, moving on to the next thing. I'm gonna go ahead and do this again. You might think I'm crazy, but I'm going to try and get the K9 wind miner, which is approximately 22K. And this thing doesn't deliver until mid-November, right? So I have some connections. If you want to get my connection of who I kind of figured out where to order the miner from, you can find me on Discord if you're a Patreon member. I know I haven't really been given that many perks to Patreons. Thank you to those of you who are still signed up, but not a necessity. Nonetheless, something you learn with ASIC miners is you have to have connections. There's 3 or 4 guys on YouTube that do ASIC mining stuff, and they have all of the connections, so they get lots of stuff early. They get information on where to get miners. There's just a lot of scam sites out there. This is why people don't want to do this, because it's a huge investment, and there's a lot of scam sites out there and just shady stuff going on for people to be throwing around thousands of dollars. So I'm trying to sort of establish a point where I get connections in this area so that I can, dive deeper into this mining stuff if it works out nicely. So I do have a connection for the wind miner K9, which is not out yet, and hopefully I'll get that on time and be able to kind of catch up from my KS3M not running very good again. And that's another thing. That's part of it. I know that I have to get connections with finding good mining facilities so that I don't run into that issue again. But that's part of the process. We're learning as we go here. So the wind miner K9, it's available. Now this is a website that's selling it Million Miner. I think these guys might be okay from what I've researched. I'm not getting it from these guys. I found it for a cheaper price somewhere else. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And I'll give you guys an update on that once it ships out, probably mid-November in the next couple weeks or so. Some other things to look at for Kaspa. So we looked at the price. Kaspa's down here. Kaspa's actually underperforming. It's leading the back of the gainers, or the top of the losers right now for the top 100 at minus 2% today, while everything else in the market's pumping like crazy. Let me reload this so we can see a better look at it. Let's reload this, and we can see Kaspa's, it's right below Chainlink now. Chainlink caught up a little bit. But anyway, it's up 10% for the week, which is not so bad, and it's at 50 cents, or 5 cents, which is a milestone that people are looking forward to passing. And to me, this is a good thing because Kaspa has shown that it does not follow the market. It doesn't follow the market when Bitcoin dumps, doesn't follow the market when Bitcoin pumps. And I think that's has a lot to do with the fact that it is an ASIC coin. So, it really depends on, just like how Bitcoin rises and falls. I think Kaspa's going to do its own thing separately because it's sort of a separate type of Bitcoin, whereas all these other coins are connected to Bitcoin in other kinds of ways. But we can get into that a whole different time. Some other stuff to look at for Kaspa is the hash rate, currently sitting at 51 petahash. No, my last video, this is way lower. Again, the higher this number is, if you do become a miner, if you buy one of these ASIC machines, it means that you're going to be making less Kaspa on a daily basis because it's going to be handed out to way more people. So you don't want this number to be high if you are a miner. You do want it to be high if you're buying the coin, because that means that there's a lot of security for the network. There's a lot of people with machines. There's a lot of backers for Kaspa, essentially. So, good thing, bad thing, depending on how you look at it. But I'm thinking this number is going to increase a lot, especially when those K9s get on the market in mid-November. I think we're going to probably see higher than 60 petahash and beyond. Some other news about Kaspa is they do have they have some other new miners coming out. Like the KS0 Pro, which is 200 gigahash, nice little starter miner right there. I think it's like $400, and you can plug it into your house easily. So, looking forward to seeing that. Now, not financial advice. I'm not going to tell you guys to purchase that. It could be a giant waste of money because of the hash rate and everything, but that's another thing, again, to get into another day when we talk about Kaspa exclusively. Moving on from there, we have some other stuff to mention in this video. Let's go over to Pulsechian. Pulsechian, again, doing well, up to 7.7x, which is, not bad. If you've been holding Pulsechian for a while, good job, right? You didn't sell at all-time lows, which is great. I do think that it'll recover again. And the SEC has sort of been embarrassing themselves when it comes to crypto, so that's a good thing for all of these coins, even though the SEC has charged all these coins and these people with fraud and all kinds of things like that. The fact that they're losing cases like with Ripple and with some of these ETFs that are coming out, crypto's looking positive, and hopefully they'll change their stance. I think that's definitely in the realm of possibility where the SEC says, man, we're really losing public opinion on this. Let's try and not be idiots. Let's try and not over-regulate the crap out of this too much. Pulsechain recovering, I think, because of some of that stuff going on with the SEC. I think it was oversold for sure because of the panic people had, and now it's getting back to sort of a normal volume, normal levels at 0.7x. I don't expect to get to 0.1x anytime soon unless we have a major crypto pump, but 0.7x is comfortable right now. Hex is also doing really good, and eHex is doing like crazy good too. If you have those coins, let me go over here and I'll show you guys. They've been like, eHex is up like 300% for the past 700 days. Or not 300%, 150%, which is extremely good. And moving on from there, I also have some validators that are running over here on Pulsechain. I told you guys about this a long time ago. You guys can scroll back in my videos and watch some of those if you want an introduction on that. But let me just show you guys how that's going for me. Now, I have not been monitoring this machine at all. This has really been set it and forget it, which is something that you shouldn't do. You really should make sure that everything's working properly. So you can see here that I think the Explorer was acting wonky for a while. This might have been my internet being crappy, but I think the Explorer was just acting wonky for a while. And you can see that my daily income, these red days are days where my internet was disconnected. I didn't realize that it wasn't working for like, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe like half a month of the Validator being offline. But nonetheless, I'm making on average about 60,000 Pulse a day with my 7 validators. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 validators here. So 60,000 Pulse a day is going to be, let's take a look at that and see. I think it's about $4.50, $4.20, which is pretty good. Let's go here. Pulse chain. And then we can type it in here just so you guys can see it. I know it's $4.20, but we can see 60,000. Oh, it's about $4. Wow, Pulse just went down a lot, I think, in the past hour. We'll see. One day, did it just dump a lot? Oh, no, it's jumping around like crazy. Anyway, so that's about $4. And $4 a day is not bad for what I put in. Considering the fact that if we go look at Go Pulse and we go to the validators right here, one validator is $2,000. So 7 of them, you can do the math right there, and you're making about $4 a day. Now, I'm not really looking at that and saying $4 a day, yippee. I'm more looking at that and saying, what's the regular price of this going to be when I decide to sell some of this, or move it around a little bit? And I would say at least 1x, right? So you're looking at maybe $7 a day, and then if it gets to its all-time high, or what I consider it to be its all-time high, which is about 1.5x the SAC price right here. Then we're looking at about maybe $10, $11-ish a day, and that's where it's pretty good. It's a pretty good amount for 7 validators having $11 a day. It's $70 a week, and then you can multiply that out. That's what $280 a month. Not too bad, right there. That's something that it's something you can set and forget and be pretty happy about. So. Again, happy with what's going on with Pulsechain validators, and I'll give you guys some updates if that thing continues and does well. I don't know if I'm going to buy more Pulse, but I'm going to spin up more validators if I reach the threshold. I'm about halfway there to getting an 8th validator right now. That is everything for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more videos. Let me know in the comments section. Give me some motivation to really try to pump some more videos out there. But I'll definitely give you guys some updates once my KS3M gets plugged in, and once my K9 gets here, if I do decide to order that, with the price pump going on. The only thing that I'm really concerned about in terms of ordering this is sort of the gambling mindset of if Bitcoin goes up even more, should I wait to order it, right? Because I'm going to buy it with crypto, so should I wait for Bitcoin's price to go up? But if I wait too long, if it goes down, then I'm getting a bad deal. So I'm thinking about just getting it now, because I'm pretty satisfied with this price for purchasing that. Anyway, that's everything today, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to subscribe, if you want to follow me over there on Patreon, you can do that. If you just want to support me, I'm not really giving that many perks for Patreon right now, just because, again, I have other priorities. But as maybe as crypto kind of recovers and things get interesting again, things have been really boring, which is why I've been setting it and forgetting it. But once things get interesting again, we'll have a lot to talk about. Fingers crossed. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.